Okay. So last week, right, we had this. You can all see. This is the Nikkud. Okay? The Nikkud. For the vowels in Hebrew, I'm reminding very quickly, briefly. Let's do this again. We have the Nikkud. Instead of having letters, we have these symbols. And I said it's not so important that you remember the names of each one of the symbols, but you need to know to identify them and to know how they act, and soon I'll test you. Okay? עוד מעט נעשה מבחן, we'll do a מבחן. So we have, so these are vowels, and this is actually, in English you said I wrote the name, you say itzur בעברית, and in English you say consonant. You know the word consonant? Consonant. Itzur. It's not a vowel, it's a consonant. Shva. So this is all we learned. Kamatz, patach, and I want you to notice and to find some ways to remember how the symbols represent the vowel, okay? So kamat, for me, kamatz and patach is just a straight line. It's open. Avraham. Andrew. So when you see a line, a straight line, you know it's okay? Welcome, okay? Or you find your way how to remember this. So it can be just a straight line or a straight line with this small addition. And please ignore these ones in the meantime. We didn't learn them. Every time, a little bit. I don't want to overwhelm. We'll get to this. That's very easy. Remember the two dots when you smile? From here to here. You can say So these, if there are two dots or three dots, it's a when you see it. That's how you'll remember now with the test. This is very easy. It's just one dot. It's a tiny dot, right? And sometimes it comes with a Yud, a letter we're going to learn soon, the smallest letter in the Aleph Bet that looks like a dot. So we have Chirik, that's the name of the Nikkud. Kamatz, Patach, Tzeire, Segol, Chirik, Maleh. It's full because it has the Yud, and Chirik Chaser without the Yud. It's missing the Yud, Chaser is missing. Maleh is full. How to remember or oh my God. We look up to God, right? To Adonai. The dot is up. You see or on top of the vav, but it's always going to be above. It's always going to be on top. Cholam, chaser, cholam, maleh. Something is slipping down the stairs. Oops. Okay, you have the kubutz or the shuruk, maybe eating something. The vav is eating, and then we have the shva that is shva. It's standing. Okay. I know here you've all been in the military, right? The men in the military. Okay, so this is shva. Amod dom. Okay. So now you've seen this and you memorize this. Did you? I hope so. Okay. Kamatz, patach, tzeire, segol, chirik, cholam, shuruk, kubutz, shva. Okay? Now, let's go to the letters. Let's remind ourselves of the letters. These are the 6 letters that are actually 7 because the letter bet can have stressed. It can have the dot, the gesh, inside or not. So, Aleph, Bet or Vet, Gimel, Daled, Hey, Vav, Abagadahava, Ebegedeheve, Ibigidihivi. Okay? You can try and think of these letters. Obogodohovo, Ubuguduhuvu, and so on and so on. Soon we're going to learn the next 6 letters. Okay? Tov, Metsuyan, 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 Metsuyan. Now, as I said, there is one more kind that I left, and this is actually kind of evidence of earlier pronunciations in Hebrew that today do not exist. So, in the past, and you can find in the Bible these three forms of Nikkud that people don't even study today. Okay, in modern Hebrew, people aren't even aware of these. But since you can find them in the Bible, so in many ways, conversational Hebrew would be more advanced because it has more words, because we have more terms in the world. But in some ways, biblical Hebrew is more advanced because the Bible has, and this is one example, these 3 forms of Nikkud, and I added them. Now it's going to be very easy to remember. You see the 2 dots of the Shva, right? So all of them have the 2 dots of the Shva on the side, on the right side, and what I am asking you to do is to ignore that. And once you just are left with the left, what do you have here? Patach. So it's called, the name of this Nikkud is called Chataf Patach. And this is called Chataf Segol. But you ignore the Shvan, and you're left with a Segol. And then here you have Chataf Kamatz, and this is the trickiest one. These are easy, right? Segol Patach, it just has an addition. Why? Because probably in the Middle Ages there was some kind of difference. It was the time, okay, the timing, the how much you use your mouth, how you use your. So these have, and you can read about it. I read about it, okay? You can read about it. And there are rules. There are rules. There are very clear rules. When do you do kamatz? When do you do patach? When do you do chataf patach? Okay? If it's before a vowel, if it's the end of the word, if they come one after the other, we don't know. We don't need to learn this. You just have to recognize and read the Bible. Okay? Today, you go to Israel, you ask people, they won't. Most of them won't know how to do Nikkud properly. They won't, because they write without Nikkud, they read without Nikkud. The Bible is with Nikkud. Okay. And this one is O. It's a bit tricky. This is only for you when you open the Bible today after we finish, and you see these, you say, Mordy didn't teach. He did. Here it is. Okay? Memorize this. Know this. Okay. We're making progress. Okay, so let's do this short test. You can open your notebooks. If you don't have, you can just, sorry I didn't bring I promised I'll bring notebooks, but I didn't. Every time there'll be something I'll forget. This time it's the notebook, but maybe you can just use a piece of paper and a pen if someone has a pen. And if not, you can even use this. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. No, we're good, Grace. It's okay. Okay. So, what I'm asking you to do now is very simple. Please write the 6 letters we learned. So please write the letter Aleph. Just write the letter itself. Right? Just write the letter Aleph. Thank you, Grace. So some more pens here. Write the letter Aleph. Whoever has a background, it should be easy, hopefully. Okay, remember Aleph. Now, please write the letter Bet that is stressed. That sounds like a B. Bet. And then write the letter Vet. So it's the same letter, just without the dot in the stomach of the Bet. And when we're done with that, we'll go and write Gimel. Gimel, and then we're going to write Daled. Okay, a few seconds for each letter. Now, if you don't remember, it's okay. It's for you. I'm not going to check. You see. And if you see that you don't remember some of the letters, this is for you to rehearse for next time. And after Daled, we have Hey. And the last letter is Vav. Okay, so we need to, the thing is, you will know how to read the Bible in Hebrew, but you will need to practice. Once I told you in university, I learned German. That's easy because the letters are similar, not all, but some. But in my, when was it? The BA. In the BA, it was an immersion of Arabic. And we learned in one day, they took like 6 hours, we sat for 6 hours, we learned how to read and write in Arabic. It's possible. You don't have to be a genius. You sit and you learn and you memorize and you have songs and you have signs, and I don't know today how to read and write Arabic because I didn't hold on to that. That day I knew. I can say one day in my life I knew how to write and read in Arabic, and probably the day later. And I still remember maybe a few letters. Alif, I remember a few letters. So this whole course is not going to be worth it if you won't. I hope all of you are Bible lovers. Like, if not, it's okay, but I think it will help if you are. You have a Bible. You should have a Bible and have it in Hebrew, either physical or online, but just, it should be something accessible. Okay, so we didn't finish the test. So, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav. And now, let me write some words that they don't really, some exist, some don't, and I will ask you to do the Nikkud, okay? So I'm gonna write, now the word, this is a real word. The word is, you see I'm writing here, Aleph, and then I'm writing Bet, and then I'm writing another Aleph, and the word is Abba, Daddy, right? Abba. So please write this and put the correct Nikkud wherever it belongs, with the word Abba. And this is a real word, Abba. Okay? And now let's do another real word, and this is the word. Does anybody recognize the word?
Dag.
Right. The word dag. What is dag?
Fish.
Fish. Okay? Fish. Dag. Okay? Well, you know when we're going to meet the fish? When we're going to learn about Yonah. Yonah is Jonah. Whoever is mistakenly called Jonah, because his name is Yonah, right? Okay? So Yonah, we're going to learn about Yonah. Today we're finishing with Gan Eden. Then later we're going to have Yonah. So we'll meet the fish. So please, the correct Nikkud for dag. Now, another real word. I'm writing Bet. I'm writing Gimel. And after this, we'll do one final word. And which word is this?
Beged.
Beged. Beged is clothes. Begadim is many times if you put the letters, again, I'm not teaching you all of this because we don't know all of the letters yet, but if you put the ending of Yud, Mem, Im, it makes many times, not always, but it makes it plural. Okay, so Gadim or Dag, so how you would say many fish, one Dag and many fish is Dagim. Beged, Gadim, Dag, Dagim. Okay, so Beged, you can write Beged. And Chaver is a friend, so many friends are Chaverim. Precious is Yakar. That's not a good example. You do say Karim, you do say to many, but there we have something else. But let's say Mechaim. Okay. Okay. So with it. Gever, Gvarim, right? Gever, Gevarim. נכון. Okay, and then one last one. Hey, Gimel, and Hey, Hege. Hege in modern Hebrew is the steering wheel. Okay? Hege. You want to grab the Hege because you want to drive safely. So please do the correct Nikkud for Hege. Okay? Now if you did this correctly, Abba, so it doesn't matter if you put here a kamatz, it does in Hebrew, but for us here, the aleph and bet need to have under them either patach or kamatz. That's good. Dag. Okay, this doesn't come with any nikud. Soon that's the next thing I'll explain. It's okay if you did put a shva here. You might have thought abba, but you don't hear the aleph. Okay, you don't hear the aleph. Many times, the last letter of a word will be aleph, hey, vav, or yud, and we don't hear them. They're vowels. Okay, they teach us that this is ba. So you will never end the word with a or with a. All of the vowels, if they come in the end of the word, you would never leave it. You would have to add an aleph, a hey, okay, abba. Dag. So here you would, again, this is not doesn't have nikud, but here you would have patach or kamatz. But again, if you put a shva, it's okay. And beged, the bet has to have a dot, and bet and gimel, again, last letters. As I said, last letters, final letters, you don't put nikud in last and final letters. Okay? Never. Forgive me for saying never, but not for now, okay? 99%. Beged, tzere, or segol, right? 2 dots or 3 dots under the bet and the gimel are good, and hege, same thing. Okay. Okay. So, I don't know, how did you feel with the test? Good, tov. Or kacha kacha, so. Kacha kacha, or ra. Who had it ra? Somebody had it ra? Kacha kacha? Okay, beseder. That's why we're here, right? To learn. It's okay. It's a bit hot, right? Is there an option to, I don't know if, it seems like maybe the aircon isn't working, I don't know. Okay, Metzuyan, and we're continuing, and now we're gonna learn the new letters. Oh, now, Metzuyan, Toda Rabba Adam, Toda Lecha. So we have today 6 letters, and we'll see. I don't want to overwhelm you with these, with the aleph, hey, vav, yud. I might save it for next time. Okay? I think if a lot of you had a kacha kacha day or a kacha kacha test, we might save this. So maybe we'll learn this next time. I'm just gonna tell you about this. Okay? That it won't be that I want it to be familiar. So we call it in Hebrew and grammar, as we said, we're going to learn the aleph bet with no real grammar. I just want you to be able to recognize, to identify the letters, and to know how to write them and how to read them. But sometimes, when I feel like it's necessary, I'm going to add some grammar. And this is one of the grammatic rules in Hebrew. It's called ehevi. Okay? Aleph, hey, vav, yud. These are these 4 letters for the 4 vowels. Okay? A, O, U, and I, the ones that we learned for the Nikkud. So if we have in the end of the letter, if the end of the word is ending with the vowel A, so we said Abba, we can say, let's give some more examples. It would be either Hey or Aleph, something you just need to learn. What else can be Ba? Ba is came, come, to come. So Ba. Abba Ba. Abba Ba. Daddy came. Abba Ba. Bet Aleph. Okay? And then we have here, I see this was erased, of course. This is the E. As the A. For Tzere and Segol, A. Eze, which? Eze would end with a Hey. Ata? You? Ata? I would never think it was you. Never think so. Who would believe it's you? Ata? Hey in the end. No, that's for Ata. Eze is a good example. Yafe. Yafe. Beautiful, nice, yafe. Okay? And so on and so on. I said we're not going to learn this, we're not, but we'll go over this next time. This is ehevi. So many times I'm saying this, if you see in the Bible, you see a word and all of a sudden the word has an aleph or a hey or a vav or a yud, you say, it's okay. Once you have the Nikkud, you have everything. Nikkud is the key. So now let's go through the next letter. So this letter is Zayin. Okay? Zayin. And I sent it to you so you can also practice and see it on your phones. And now I'll write it in English. And forgive me for my writing in English. Maybe you can teach me English one day. Zayin. Okay? Za. Now in Hebrew, almost every letter has also a meaning to itself as a word, or sometimes it resembles a word. So Zayin, the word Zayin, has to do with the male, with the penis, okay? I don't know if there's a nicer word for that, but it's, okay, the male's, so, and many times you'll find this Zayin, or a weapon. Many times, Kli Zayin would be a weapon. And in Hebrew, since we believe that these are the words that the world was created in, and this is the holy and heavenly language, this has significant meaning. It's not just a coincidence. So there can be books written about the shape and the sound and the meaning of each letter. So the letter Zayin, why does it look, how does it look like a weapon? What is it? And it's the seventh letter. Remember, every letter has a numerical value. So if I tell you, please, can you open Tehillim Zayin, and that would also be part of the test when we end this course, I tell you, please open Tehillim Zayin Yud Aleph. So you open Tehillim chapter 7, verse 11. Yud is 10 and Aleph is 1. Okay, so also remember, have in your mind, until we get to 10, each letter is one number. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have Zayin. Now we're going on. We have Chet. Okay? Chet. So it would be Chet. And Chet, even though it's not written, it's written differently than the word I'm going to tell you now, it sounds to us in our Hebrew ears like sin. Chet in Hebrew is sin. So it's not the same chet, because this ends with a taf, and chet is with a tet and an aleph, but yet chet has a connection to sin. Okay? Now, we're going to the letter tet. The letter Yud is just a small, tiny one. Over here, Yud. Some people write it as Yud with a U. Some people write it Yod with a O. Okay, there are different versions. I'll write it Yod, but today in Hebrew, most people would say Yud. What does Yud sound like? Like a Jew, right? Yud, how do you say Jew in Hebrew?
Yehudi.
Yehudi. Yud. And in other languages, in Juden, right? Juden in German, Jude, or in Yiddish, Yid. So many times, Yud would be a very precious letter because it has to do with the Jewish religion. Okay? What else? It also can be connected to Yada, and that's another word we learned, and we'll learn today again. V'ha'adam Yada et Chava ishto. Adam knew Chava. What does it mean? Knew they had intercourse. Okay, they had intercourse. So it's a sexual connection, not only sexual. It can be a regular connection, a sexual connection, and knowledge. The tree of knowledge. It's hada'at tovera. So there's some form of connection there, and Yud has to do also with yada, yadi'ah too. Okay. It also has to do with yad, hand. Okay. Now kaf, and really I admire you all for being here, and it's night, and you're listening, you're learning a language. That's amazing, I think. I don't know if I could do that. I think I can, but thank you. By the way, well, yeah, I was about to offer maybe if you want to do this earlier for you, if you like, but maybe it's a good time. I know people come back from work, they want to have dinner and come, but if all of you would like to make it earlier, we can. It might be a bit difficult. So, kaf, again, like bit, so it can be with stressed. There are only a few letters, okay? Only a few letters, I think 6, that can be stressed, okay? Kaf is one of them, bet is one of them, so kaf, kafaya, the palm of my hand, or chaf, what does it sound like? Like chet. Chaf and chet. So if you see a kaf in the Bible and it's not stressed, it just sounds like a chet. But like we know in English, right? In other languages, sometimes the same letter, right, or even the same word, things can sound very similar, even identical, and have different meanings, right? So we have kaf and chaf, and if we take this little one and continue, this is a chaf sofit. It's what happens when the chaf comes in the end of a word. It's a final word, and how many final words we have? 5, okay? This is one of them, the first one we're learning. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, they're not final words. Chaf is, okay? This is the only final word we're gonna, final letter we're gonna learn today. Next time we have at least 2. Okay? Kaf, and the last letter, and soon we're gonna wrap up this session, and then we're gonna do what we really love to do. We're gonna learn the Bible, okay? And excuse me for I want to do it in a neater way, in a nicer way. Okay, let's do Lamed. Okay, Lamed. Right, and here we said Kaf. Kaf or Chaf. Kaf or Chaf, and this is Lamed. And the letter Lamed is also very important because what is Lilmod? To learn. Lemida is learning. Lamed has to do with learning. So the letter Lamed, okay, what does it teach us? How do we Lilmod, Lelamed? What is this?
Lamed.
What is this? El. What is El in Hebrew? It's also one of the names of God. El. And also two. T-O. Two. El. I want to go to somewhere. El. Or I want to speak to someone. So who does God speak to? Or in this chapter, the serpent, the snake, El. What is this letter? Hey. This letter?
Aleph.
Forgive me. Yud. And this is a letter we didn't learn yet. Shin and another Hey here. And then let's put here. El Ha'isha. El Ha'isha. Snake, Nachash, speaks El Ha'isha.
To the lady.
What? To the woman. Ish is man. Ish and Isha. And many times when you have the letter Hey, it's a form of a feminine. It's, the gender would be, let's have some examples. Yeled, child, Yelda. Ish, Isha. And any animal you can think of. Sus is horse, Susa would be the feminine. Okay? Kelev, Kalba. And so on and so on. Doesn't always work, but many times it doesn't. Okay. So today we had Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yud, Kaf, and Lamed. Abagada havazachata yakala ebegedehe vezechete yekele, and so on. Please practice this at home with the letters. And if you feel like you need that, I'll send you something. I send you what I think can help you. But if you see it's not enough, you tell me. Now, so please, okay? Because I don't want to spend all of our time just going every letter and every Nikkud. You don't need me for that. Once you have the key of Nikkud, I will remind you of the Nikkud. And very soon, remember we're meeting 8 times. After the 4th time, you know the whole Aleph Bet. You're supposed to know the whole Aleph Bet. So it means that the 5th time, we're just gonna read together. Just practice reading the Bible. Okay? Each and every one of you can just. And then I'll bring a screen. Okay, I have a screen, we'll bring a screen and we'll just screen the Bible. We'll project the Bible, say that? Okay? The Tanakh, or the Torah. I shouldn't say Bible. Okay, so now I want to tell you another thing. In Psalms, how do you say Psalms in Hebrew? Tehillim. Okay, and 5 more minutes and then we'll do a short break and then we'll gather for so in Tehillim, there are some prakim. Perek is chapter, and prakim, remember Yud Mem in the end is plural, many. So in Tehillim we have some prakim, we have some chapters that are according to the Aleph Bet. Meaning that pasuk, verse, the first pasuk starts with the letter Aleph. The second pasuk starts with the letter Bet. That is lost in translation. You read the chapter, not you obviously, but someone reads the chapter and has no idea that the chapter that David HaMelech, King David, wrote this chapter and had in mind the Aleph Bet. For example, so I wrote some, today I just went over Tehillim and I found some chapters. You can write them down for yourselves. And when you're home, look them up. So you can see the English translation. It might be one of your favorite Tehillim. So we have Tehillim Kaf Hey is 25. Kaf is 20, Hey is 5. So Tehillim Kaf Hey, Tehillim 25. Tehillim Lamed Daled is 34. Tehillim 34. Tehillim Kuf Yud Aleph is Tehillim 111. 112, Kuf Yud Bet. 119 is the most famous because I think it has on each letter about 8 psukim, the same letter. 8 psukim for Aleph, 8 psukim for, I think it's the longest perek in Tehillim. 119, Kuf Yud Tet. And then I found also Tehillim Kuf Mem Hey 145. Okay? So all of these, and some of them are very, very famous. I'm sure you know them. And I'm telling you, these are prakim that are according to the Aleph Bet. And first of all, it helps to remember them. You get lost to say, let's say, Aromimcha Adonai ki dilitani. Aleph, right? You want to say, Bechol Yom, remember, you hear Bet. בכל יום אברכך ועלה שמך. גדול אדוני מעולל מאוד ובגדולתו הנחקת. דור לדור ישבח מעשיך, גבורותיך יגידו. הדר כבוד עליך ודברי נפלאותיך עשיך. וזוז נורותך יאמרו גבורותך יספרו. זכר רב טובך יביאו בצדקתך ירננו. חנון ורחום אדוני. Okay, so you go on and on. טוב אדוני לכל. יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך. On and on and on until tough. Sometimes you find the letter is missing and then you ask why. Let's say in this chapter, the letter Nun does not appear. So many chapters. And that's also going to help you. Because when and you don't need me, because you can read Aleph. You can, even if you don't understand 90% of the words, you read it. And then you say, it starts Aleph, Bet. So please, okay, we have this in mind. And not only Tehillim, other books as well. Beseder? Beseder.
Which Psalms chapters you saying that?
Which one was it?
Psalms chapters. Which chapters of Psalms? Which chapters of Psalms you mentioned that is all according to the alphabet?
Which ones?
Yes.
I'll give you an example. 25.
25.
I'll do it fast for whoever didn't read. 25, 34,
Yeah.
111,
Yeah.
112,
Yeah.
119,
Yeah.
145. Those are the ones that I found today. Maybe I missed. If yes, probably one or two. But okay. So now we're gonna take a short break, drink, and let's say in 5 minutes we can all sit. Do you prefer sitting here or sitting there? Here? Okay, here is good? Okay. So let me stop the recording for now.